Dairyland. Forward Madison in 5th place currently. Lexington down in 9th. But the last time these two teams met was the one loss that Forward Madison has had in all competitions. Meanwhile, Lexington undefeated in its last 4 games across all competitions. Let's take a look at the tape from Madison's outing against Spokane. A 3-0 affair. The final in this one, Villalobos on the score sheet in the 22nd, and then Devin Boyce in the 44th with a fantastic curler to make it 2-0 into the interval. And for all 3 points, the Mingos got a 3rd goal. Aiden Macias one-on-one, making no mistake, and get the job done. Tonight, it's going to be tough to get the job done once again, despite a winning record, so they look to their record man. 16 career goals, the first in club history for Derek Gebhardt. He's got 2 in his last 3 matches, and for head coach Matt Glaser, somebody who's been a servant of this club for so long and now finally getting the plaudits that he so very well deserves. As for Lexington, also against Spokane, we take a look at their last match. This one a 2-2 final. In terms of how it went down, it was an unmarked header in the 19th minute from Ahmed Longmire, canceled out 7 minutes later by Yannick Yankum. So it's 1-1. 34th minute now, Azad Liadi with the persistence to get his goal, make that 2-1. And then Luis Heel from maybe 35 yards out with a bouncer that gets the better of him all night. So honors even in that one. Lexington looking to get the job done tonight, and him all night will be key if they want to get 3 points on the road. He had 5 saves in the reverse fixture back on April 28th when these two sides met last, and was a key part in how Lexington got that win. Said head coach Darren Powell, he's someone who can lead in the locker room and lead from the back on the pitch. His best games are when he's communicating the most. Well, it's almost time for kickoff, but before that, we're going to take a quick step aside here on the busiest day in USL history. Don't go anywhere.
Come see how Dairyland fits your life. With affordable car insurance that fits your budget and 24/7 customer service that fits your schedule. Even if you have coverage lapses or a bumpy driving history, we've got you covered. For 70 years, we've been helping people just like you get the car insurance they need. So why wait? Contact Dairyland today.
Getting the exact vehicle you want is easy at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton. Come in and sit down with one of our sales professionals and build the Volkswagen you want. Pick all the features, order it, and then sit back and relax, knowing you're getting your dream vehicle. The best things in life are worth waiting for after all. Check out our selection online or in person. With new vehicles arriving every day, your perfect Volkswagen could already be waiting for you at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton.
Almost go time here, so we waste no time looking at the starting lineups. We start with the hosts. For the Mingos, it's the tried and true 4-4-2, an identity that they're proud of and they are able to stick to so very well. Up top, the strike partnership of Stephen Payne and Nazim Bartman looking to cause some havoc. That 4 at the back, though, it's tough to watch out for. They play so well together, especially off the ball. And then with Vern Shipman in goal, one of the best goalkeepers in USL League One for quite some time now. As for Lexington, it's a little bit of a different look on the other side of midfield. Still 4 at the back, but then a little bit of trickery. 2 holding midfielders, the duo of Pierre Mane and Abel Caputo acting as the pivot points, with Khalid Balogun, The 25-year-old former DC United Academy man leading the line in place of Cameron Lancaster. The top goal scorer for Lexington SC, not on the team sheet tonight, and it's Jaden Onan, who transferred to Lexington from Forward Madison at the start of this season, the man who will get proceedings underway in his return to his old stomping grounds. Final check of the watch from the head official tonight, Lukasz Josefecki. Lexington on the left, attacking to the right in the all-white. Forward Madison on the right, heading to the left in the blue home strip. And we are underway at Breese Stevens Field in Madison, Wisconsin, on the busiest day in USL history. An all-time 72 matches tonight in just one day across the USL Championship, USL League One, USL League Two, and the USLW League. Philip Galati with you for Forward Madison and Lexington SC. One of 4 matches tonight in USL League One, representing 2/3 of all clubs in the league, and 2 clubs that have found lots of success as of late. Forward Madison, the first to stretch their legs offensively with Stephen Payne. So we'll take a look tonight at the keys to the game. For Forward Madison, it's bravery in the box. It's a team that creates lots of chances and just needs to keep finishing them as they have done so well this season. Meanwhile, for Lexington, consistency will be the key tonight. New man in charge, Darren Powell, says that it's been disappointing a couple times. Lexington have found themselves down in matches they didn't deserve to be, but they managed to get themselves out of it. So rather than digging that hole early on, can they find consistency from the off? First, they've got to shut down Derek Gebhard, who keeps the ball in touch on the left wing. Has Kroll in support. Villalobos to Gebhard. Plays the diagonal ball through for Boyce, who takes the challenge but stays on his feet. Excellent defending from Ebenezer Akon, Cape Coast native. Akon getting the call to start tonight, just his 3rd match this season, because Lexington do have a couple players that are unable to play. Austin Kazi in net, a couple other notable names as well. David Loera, Yannick Yankum as well, who has 2 goals to his name, tied for 2nd on the team in that category. Forward Madison with a smaller roster but playing with full strength. Gebhard, Kroll. There's Nazim Bartman now. As you can see, that smaller roster still with no injuries to report. Presented by UW Health. Now, chance for Forward Madison. Flag stays down, and it's an early goal, courtesy of Christian Cheney. A perfect start to the Mingos on the busiest day in USL history, and it's 2 league veterans connecting for the opener. Gebhard onside, cuts it back. Christian Cheney took a fall, but got to the ball, and that's all that matters. Tenacity from the forward to get his 2nd in USL League One play. A man who had double-digit goals for the Mingos last year. And it is the perfect start for Forward Madison FC. Well, I was just mentioning how one of the keys to the game for Lexington is consistency and not putting themselves in a hole early on, and yet inside 5 minutes, the visitors have done just that. Derek Gebhardt, who has 2 goals in regular season play, now with his 2nd assist. Make that 3 goal contributions in the last 4 matches for number 17. So how do Lexington respond? It's a long ball over the top towards Balogun. Had a little bit of the tug of the jersey there from Jake Kroll, who appeals to the assistant referee that Balogun was doing the same thing. Cheney battling with Akon. Cheney dispossessed. So when these 2 teams met last, it was April 28th in the Jägermeister Cup. The game was scoreless heading into injury time, and in that span, not only did Lexington lose 2 players to red cards, but they managed to get a goal to boot. And in all competitions, it is the lone defeat for Forward Madison this season. They didn't have to wait long for revenge. And now Lexington, before they even got a chance to get their footing in the game, has a bit of a mountain to climb in terms of momentum. Pierre Mane. All the way back to Fox. Now Akon once again, feeling the pressure from Boyce, and the defender's gonna step up to the midfield line and pick out Jaden Onan. The former Mingo now to the far side, continues his run. Cerritos, Caputo. Options for the cross in. And the right leg of Stephen Payne denied him. Balogun. Work to do against Mitch Osmond. Turning into nowhere. Madison with the scrappy clearance. Cheney able to take it down out of the air. Boyce going down. Referee says throw in for the hosts. Devin Boyce played last year with Greenville, featuring in nearly every contest. Now the leading goal scorer in USL regular season play for Forward Madison. Macias. Quite the noise early on from the flock, the Forward Madison faithful. Talking to head coach Matt Glaser in the midweek, he had plenty of praise for the home supporters who always not only show up and show out, but also create quite an environment for opposing teams to enter into. An intimidating one, a loud and boisterous one. And Forward Madison could get an early second here, and they do! Aiden Macias and the Mingos are running wild. Two goals in the first 10 minutes. It's a misplayed clearance. Aiden Macias running onto it. Nobody picking him up. Nobody clearing the ball. And the Londoner can't believe it. His second goal of the season. Scored against Spokane in that May 19th matchup. The former veteran of the Queens Park Rangers Academy on the score sheet. Goal brought to you by Dairyland. Single-digit minutes on the clock. 2-0 Madison, and there could be a third here. Cheney with the heat check that turned out cold for now. He had the space to shoot, was a long way out, but just didn't catch it very well. Forward Madison, one of the deadliest teams offensively in this league, living up to its billing on home turf. Bravery was the key for this one, and there is no shortage of it at Bree Stevens Field. Madison pressing forward, they want more. Cheney behind him. Gebhardt didn't hold his run, puts his hand up in apology. Well, who on earth saw this coming? Probably not the flock, but it doesn't look like they're complaining. Gebhardt. All the way to the far side. Mayo gets it back from Macias, and now back to Gebhardt. Check of the shoulder, and a turn from Villalobos. Bartman forced back. There's just so much space for the midfielders in the center of the park for forward Madison. Devin Boyce in a forward position now. Villalobos. Again unmarked. Now Kroll, the defender, all the way up from the back. This is lovely build-up play. Nassim Bartman wants to cash in. And there were maybe more passes to be made. Not a terrible decision in the end, but the execution left lacking. Jamal Knight will not be keeping a clean sheet tonight, and has plenty of questions to be asking of his defenders in front of him. Balagoon. Akon. Now Kalen Fox. Onan. Jaden Onan wore number 10 last year for forward Madison. And it's regarded in the soccer world as usually the jersey who was given to the best player in the team. Now wearing the number 10 for his new club in his first game back in Wisconsin. Boys trying to clip one in behind. Cheney might be offsides here, and he is. The whole Lexington defense slowed down. And they won't get the quick restart either. Mane. Abel Caputo. No way through midfield for the visitors. Fox begging for support. Finds it to his right with Akon. Mane trying to do something himself.
Forward Madison able to close down the ball carrier very quickly as soon as they cross midfield. Gebhardt forcing Chris Lou Young all the way back now. It's stifling defensive play from the hosts. Onan underhit the pass. It's got to go back again. Fox going to try and clip it in behind. It's over, Onan. Headed back down. Balogun went up for it and earns the foul. Mitch Osmond a little puzzled at the decision. Lexington get a little bit of a breather now, courtesy of the referee's whistle. It's a tough call, that one, but it did seem like there was quite a bit of contact. The jeers ring out. Open header! Ebenezer Akon completely by his lonesome. Vern Shipman was ready for it. That would have been some lifeline for Lexington. May give them the momentum they need. Everybody directing play back. Now switching the point of attack with Jake Kroll. For Boyce, lined up at the right mid position now in a holding midfield role centrally. Oh, once again, he's tucked inside. Gebhardt heels on the touchline. Forward Madison really stretching this pitch horizontally, now looking to go vertically. See, has thought about the long ball, tries it on the ground. Bartman not on the same wavelength as his teammates. It's better defense now from Lexington. Akon. Skipping by Bartman. Tried to play a pass in between a couple of Mingos. Eventually the ball forced back to Shipman. The frantic pace of the first few minutes has settled a little bit now. It is still Forward Madison on the driver's seat, not only in terms of the scoreboard, but in terms of attacking phases. 53% possession for the host, but they've been able to do much more with the ball. Cerrito's trying to change that now. And forced back. And Cheney almost got to it. Mane with another poor pass. Now a chance for Devin Boyce to step all the way up. Thought about it. Now gestures to his teammates as if to calm down. There's no reason to press that high. Kalen Fox now. There's a poor touch in defense, and Madison has numbers. It's Boyce with Cheney on his left. Cheney gets on it and scores the third! A brilliantly composed finish low into the bottom right corner, and forward Madison unstoppable. It's a brace for the number 9. Boyce with the step over. Akon poked at it. It fell kindly to Cheney, who picked his head up, knew exactly where he was. 12 yards out, just opens the hips. Cool as you like. And on the busiest day in USL history, I venture to guess of all the 72 matches tonight, in the opening 20 minutes, Amal Knight has been the busiest goalkeeper. A special message to the sky for Christian Cheney, who has 2 goals and 3 assists in his last 4 matches in all competitions. That's gone out the window. Make that 4 goals and 3 assists in his last 5. And this one's only 20 minutes in. Three goals in the first 20 minutes. Mane. Can Lexington find something here? No, they've got to get back once again. Good midfield press to force the ball to the back line. Macias trying to break it. The Mingos running rampant in Madison. Cheney into the stratosphere. Boyce winning it. Akon, poor header on the second. Bartman trying to get to it. And Akon cleans up his own mess. Get yourself the latest Forward Madison merch online or at the Flamboyance team store at Bree Stevens Field. Madison in the unmistakable blue kit. Also released a very artistically detailed kit for Pride Month. In the classic blues tonight, Lexington in the all-white strip. Philip Galati with you. It is 3-0 here in Madison, Wisconsin. Christian Cheney at the double. Macias tallying in the middle of it. In all competitions, Forward Madison have scored 3 goals now 3 times this season. They haven't scored 4 in one match. Onan. Jaden Onan, Edmonton native, came up through the Arsenal Academy. Had 9 goal contributions for the Mingos last year. Took his talents to Lexington, but though he's played almost every match this season, only has 1 goal contribution in the regular season. An assist in the most recent performance for Lexington, a 4-3 stunning comeback win over Chattanooga. Lexington, a team that cannot be counted out. Despite a two-men numerical disadvantage, still got the win over Madison the last time these two teams met. We're down 3-0 to Chattanooga last week in stoppage time and score 2 goals to steal 3 points. They sit atop their group in the Jägermeister Cup with 8 points. The team below them in second with 6 is Forward Madison. One got it away. Mane did not, and the referee will call a foul because of it. Back on. Asking for help. Doesn't have much in midfield to find, but does find Mane. Now Alexis Cerritos striding forward and is given time to do so. Caputo. Challenge that went over the top of the ball. And it is a yellow card. Was a bit of a nasty one. It was Atez Diouf cutting in and a heavy touch and then went over the top of the ball with the studs exposed, and that is a yellow card. Second this season. Man who had 15 goals last season for Lexington. He's found the back of the net twice in regular season play. Villalobos shrugging it off. And on loan from One Knoxville, another club that is having a very good start to 2024. And now things have settled a little bit in the 28th minute here. Last time that Forward Madison scored 4 goals in a match, back on August 26th of 2023. If you can even believe such a thing, it was a 4-4 tie against Central Valley Fuego. Had scored 4 goals in one other instance in 2023. That one a 4-1 win over Greenville on April the 15th of 2023. Akon. Again striding forward, the defender. Cerritos hops over the sliding challenge. Del Caputo now. Mane. Onan. Good idea. Derek Gebhardt saw it all the way. Now Bartman had the ball behind him but still can go forward. Devin Boyce is in plenty of space and nobody saw him. Attack still alive. Gebhardt gonna slow it down. Devin Boyce on that one was wide open. There's a poor pass at the back, and Balogun nearly got to it. Osman does. Shipman afforded time to settle. Forward Madison in the driver's seat. Haven't seen the goal in a little bit, but always seem likely to try and test the keeper every time they go forward. Lexington just out of rhythm. Boyce. Mail. Kroll. Gebhard. Tugged back on the jersey a little bit. Play goes on. CS moves along and directs the cross in. Falls back to Aiden Macias, who's bundled over. Yellow card awarded to Abel Caputo. The Venezuelan native came up through the Levante Academy. Had 62 appearances with Inter Miami's second team. Team that Darren Powell, the head coach of Lexington in his first year in charge, had spent time on the sidelines with. Somebody who he spoke highly of, Abel Caputo. Boyce, deep cross toward Cheney. Back on first to it, urging his teammates high up for the second ball. Gebhard, no way through. Balogun. Told to go forward, doesn't have much help with him, but he does have the pace. He's taken out, wants the foul. Referee says it's a clean tackle by Jimmy Villalobos. Khalid Balogun, the starter tonight up top for Lexington, replacing their top goal scorer, Cameron Lancaster. The London man not included on the team sheet tonight. The inaugural USL Jägermeister Cup continues on Saturday, June 8th, with the fourth round games in group play starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. Watch all the Cup games streaming exclusively on ESPN+. Bartman. Cheney. Cheney for Gebhard. Gebhard has Boyce with him, plays it back to Cheney. Looks for Gebhard once again, and there were plenty of Mingos open. Unable to find him. Christian Cheney has not only scored 2 goals, but now helped to build a couple different attacks. A flick from Lou Young, clipping it back in. The header not provided. Clearance was. Best chance for Lexington in quite some time. Nobody getting on the other end of it. Cheney, rather Gebhard spinning away. For Kroll. Boyce now. 35th minute. Scoring may have cooled off a little bit now, but Madison still pushing for a fourth. It'll be the first time since August of last year they've done so. Osman. Mail. To the far side, and options queuing up for the cross in. Hit low toward Cheney on a hat trick. And a deflected shot that falls comfortably for him all night. Onan. Cerritos. Back to Akon. Lexington trying to settle things a little bit. Kroll. All the way up, flag staying down. Macias falls to Boyce. Fox in the way. Macias sticking with it. Tried to dance a little bit, got the ball caught underneath him. Villalobos with the check and a turn. Playing Kroll into the attack. He's not keen to go very much forward right now. Down for Cheney. And the flag went up. Gebhardt. Far side once again. Boyce wanting it. Not getting it. Skipper Osman. Kroll. A lot of space in midfield. That's what Osman has found. Macias in that space and able to wriggle free from Pierre Mane. Boyce. Macias told to go forward and does. Payne. Bartman. Bartman felt hot a little bit, wanted to dribble, didn't get a chance to. Mail now. Again, the space afforded to Macias, who turns with no pressure on him. Boyce, time to tee it up, instead plays short to Payne, clipping it towards Gebhardt! Some save by Knight, still alive, off the crossbar. Gebhardt goes down, referee waves it off. Calamity at the back. Madison nearly getting its fourth. And the ball stays off the line for now. What on earth? Hello. You're gonna need a second look at that. Payne spinning, turning, crossing. Gebhardt there, good save from Knight, off the crossbar. Gebhardt couldn't get the header. Knight got a touch to it. And you know, from that look, he just kind of shoved him over. Maybe he got the ball in there. And perhaps Gebhardt may have accentuated the fall as well. But oh my goodness.
quite a peculiar set of offensive chances. Cheney was wide open again. With the Cruyff turn to keep it in play. Kroll. Villalobos. Madison really knocking on the door now. Locking in offensively. Payne. Macias. Didn't see anything he liked to his left. Boyce opens up the hips. And the cross is too deep in the end. Knight wants to go quick. Onan has a chance to go forward, but doesn't have a lot of help to pick out. Akon. Caputo. Onan checking back for it. Switching the point of attack, 41st minute now. Onan making the run, not getting the return ball. Osman. Gebhardt just settling things a little bit. Look how high Lexington are up the pitch. Almost every white shirt, either at midfield or beyond it. Now they're settling back a little bit. Forward Madison in no hurry to go forward. Kroll. So many players in midfield in white shirts. Marking zones, but not a man. Forward Madison have been able to connect passes in between those zones to great effect time and time and time again. Gebhardt afforded space and time. Not a lot of pressure on the ball carriers. It's understandable when it's someone like Jake Kroll. As soon as he plays this pass to Gebhardt, now he is under pressure. Lou Young forcing him back. Advanced touch by Mail. Payne. Osman. Kroll. Osman searching again. How many passes is this now? Oh, well, there's the announcer's jinx. Forward Madison just looking so competent and confident and consistent, which was the key word for Lexington, and a word that is absent from the lexicon in the opening 42 minutes for the visitors. Mane got out of trouble. Cerritos. Asking for help long. And maybe the best route for Lexington is to try and play a route one pass over the top. Came off a Mingo last. Shippen thought about coming out. Second ball won comfortably in midfield by Villalobos. Kroll. Along the ground. Now Gebhardt. Boyce has checked back into the near side. He's just been everywhere. Brennan Boyce, the St. Louis native, played college with the Billikens. One of the more impressive programs in recent years, and is Andy Macias in some discomfort. That left leg. Scored the second goal for the Mingos tonight.
still on the ground. So 45th minute now. There will be a little bit more time added on as a result of the injury and the 3 goals. It was Cheney in the 3rd minute from Gebhardt, then Macias in the 9th, and then Cheney once again in the 20th. Bring us to where we are now. A little bit of magic spray on that left ankle. Confirmation from the 4th official. There will be 5 minutes from stoppage. And the trainer will take Macias off the pitch. Stoppage time tonight presented by Just Coffee Co-op. Boyce. Bingo's temporarily playing with 10. Lexington only had 9 when they found the one and only goal the last time these 2 teams met. Cerritos goes down. Bartman gets away. Gebhardt wants to go forward. And just like that, it's back to full strength for forward Madison. Macias goes down again. Oh, and that might be trouble for him. No, he's popped right back up. It was a worrying sign at first for the Mingos faithful. Honan shouldered off it. Lower Madison ball. All the way up. Thought he saw him all night off his line. Knight barely had to jump for it. Jake Kroll did have 2 goals last season with forward Madison. Doesn't have one yet this year. No, that's not really his role in the team. Cheney leading the high press. He wants a hat trick. Balogun going down. Osmond didn't even have a look at him. Referee will blow the whistle. It's Nazim Bartman who was on the deck. Cape Town, South Africa man, played his college ball with USF, South Florida. Started the last 4 matches in all competitions to make that 5. And the 2nd highest goal scorer for the Mingos last year with 5. All the way up towards Cheney, if he could take it down on the hat trick, and the first touch let him down. He wanted that one too. It was a fantastic ball over the top, and the flag stayed down. Gebhardt rose up for it. Caputo with a good challenge. Back heel to Balogun. Caputo's continued his run. Didn't see a lot of space for the cross. When he tried it, it was cut out. Bartman. Gebhard. 50th minute of the minimum 50 now. Gebhard taken down cynically from behind, and that will be a yellow card. Balogun, who's had a frustrating night up top, with a foul out of frustration. Left him not once but twice. And Gebhard certainly did his part to sell the foul, not that there was much to sell in the first place. The athletic trainer back on the pitch at the end of injury time. Derek Gebhard, who assisted the first goal tonight, has 2 goals in his last 3 appearances. The club's leading goal scorer all time. Back on his own 2 feet, on his own power. A couple of Mingos receiving last-minute instructions before the half. Gebhard, already back up and already going forward. Macias. Moved along by Mayo. 52nd minute now. Maybe one last attack. Christian Cheney looking for his first professional hat trick. Got 2 tonight. Back heel left for Stephen Payne. Sliding challenge was a good one. And that may do it for the first 45. No. Ball still alive up top. Referee has a check of the watch. Akon for Knight. And that is the last action of the first half. Opening stage dominance by forward Madison. Christian Cheney is loving it. He's got 2 of the Mingos' 3. And he has a chance to score his first professional hat trick in the second half. 2 goals in the opening 10 minutes, 3 by the 20th. And at halftime, it's forward Madison FC 3, Lexington SC nothing. It is a tale of 2 very different teams through 45. We've got a lot to show you at halftime, so you won't want to miss it. Highlights from week 10 coming up next.
Tomorrow, we've been expecting you. At TrueStage, we've been preparing for tomorrow for almost a century, helping businesses give their customers, members, and clients what they need to move forward with confidence. Because for us, the future brings possibility, protection, innovation, growth. With financial solutions across insurance, investments, and technology, the people you serve can take on tomorrow, today. So what are you waiting for? Tomorrow, here we come.
So at the River, we serve people that are struggling to make ends meet. We've been in our current warehouse for almost 20 years. We've run out of space. We need a bigger facility so that we can be more efficient in serving our community. The River is in a multi-million-dollar campaign. Money that we raise will be used to build a purpose-built facility for our community here in Dane County.
Give to the River because the River is giving to everyone.
Being a decent human and giving back to the community that you're from and you live in is just so important.
Your gift will make a lasting impact. Please help to make a difference.
Getting the exact vehicle you want is easy at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton. Come in and sit down with one of our sales professionals and build the Volkswagen you want. Pick all the features, order it, and then sit back and relax, knowing you're getting your dream vehicle. The best things in life are worth waiting for after all. Check out our selection online or in person, with new vehicles arriving every day. Your perfect Volkswagen could already be waiting for you at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton.
Welcome back to halftime here between Forward Madison and Lexington SC. But let's take a look at the highlights from Week 10 around USL League One. We start with Charlotte and Union Omaha. The Independents got off to the hot start in the 36th minute. Juan Obregón Jr. taking the lead. 1-0 Charlotte, but that scoreline would not hold up. In fact, Los Bujos would go on a tear. Pedro Dolabella, the former Rochester, New York FC man, equalizes it in the 54th minute, and then a flurry of goals to follow for the Owls. Misael Rodriguez in the 62nd minute, tapping home from just a couple yards out, completely unmarked. That was his first of the night. His second would come in minute 76. Bearing in on goal, nobody closing him down, somehow manages to squeak that shot in between three defenders, make that 3-1 Union Omaha. And then in stoppage time, there was one more goal to boot. 4-1 the final. Lagos Kunga, the man with the icing on the cake. Union Omaha with a dominant performance in this one. Next up, we take a road trip to Fresno State Soccer and Lacrosse Stadium over on the West Coast. Central Valley Fuego FC, 1 Knoxville SC. This game, an excellent road performance for a Knoxville side that is just playing so fluidly as of late. Angelo Kelly Rosales with the technique to slice his volley into the side netting in the 12th minute. And then in the 56th, Kempes Tekiala with the header into the top left corner to seal it. 2-0, 1 Knoxville SC get the job done on the road. Switching back to the East Coast now, City Stadium in Richmond, Virginia. It's the Kickers taking on Greenville Triumph FC. Only one goal to talk about in this one, and it's Liam McKinnon with the thunderbolt off the beans on toast, top right corner, no doubt about it. His 85th minute strike, left it late, but got it done for Greenville on the road to take all 3 points. A frustrating night for Richmond. Two more games to talk about. Next up is one that you've already seen a little bit earlier today. It was Forward Madison and Spokane Velocity. This a 3-0 thrashing at the hands of the Mingos. Check out this one-touch passing. Boom, boom, and then the finish from Jimmy Villalobos. Low into the corner, 22nd minute, 1-0 Forward Madison. They'd get their second just before the interval in the 44th minute. Devin Boyce receives the pass from the corner, takes 2 touches out of his feet and into the top right corner. A beaut of a curler for the new man on the block for the Mingos. 2-0 at the interval. Forward Madison would add a third. The insurance goal in the 63rd minute. What a ball to pick out Aiden Macias. 1-on-1, calmly, coolly slots it home. 3 points, 3 goals for Forward Madison on the road. Last one to wrap up Week 10. It's Tormenta FC taking on Chattanooga. We go down to Tormenta Stadium. This one, plenty of goals to talk about, but all for one side. Sebastian Vivas in the 9th minute, getting the party started with single digits on the clock. In the second half, though, that's when Tormenta really took flight. The 60th minute, Philip Spengel at the near post. No doubt about it, make that 2-0 Tormenta. And then a couple more. 64th minute, Vivas turns provider for Niall Watson. And then fast forward to the 75th minute, it would be 4-0. Vivas would get his second goal on the night. Lovely chip ball in, and then the volley low into the corner. And that'll do it for the Week 10 highlights. We've got the second half kickoff when we come back. Stick with us.
So asking some questions, And there's the equalizer. It's Rivas.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
They're hungry for the women's game. They want to see women's soccer. They want to play women's soccer, and that's what we're building at the USL. You can see it in my eyes, only want the best. Rebounding every night, won't settle for less. Got me looking to the sky, got me feeling blessed. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest. Burning up inside of my chest. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Welcome back to our halftime coverage. We start with the news and notes. First up, USL back on CBS. Oakland roots the Sac Republic at July 21st, 4 Eastern Time. Then Detroit and Rhode Island on August 3rd, also at 4. And then Nishuti Innocent called up to the Rwanda national team for the FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Just speaking to the growing level of play in this league. And then USL League One taking its talents on the international stage. Spokane to host CD Guadalajara's U23 team on Sunday in the inaugural club's first international friendly. For the youth soccer spotlight tonight, it's the Middleton United U14 boys white. Our tonight's Unity Point Health Meritor Youth Soccer Spotlight of the night. Thank you, Madison Youth Area Soccer Clubs, for your continued support. And last but not least, tonight's Dental Health Associates fan of the game is Mike Venata. Thank you for going full Mingo. Now let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for today in USL League One. Have some delayed kickoffs elsewhere around the league. This is the earliest game of the night. Charlotte and South Georgia at 6 p.m. So too is Knoxville against Richmond. That's going to be a good game. But Union Omaha, Northern Colorado, two teams in hot form. 7 p.m. Central. You won't want to miss it. But hopefully you'll stick around for the rest of this one first. As for the upcoming Jägermeister Cup schedule presented by Dairyland, a couple more really exciting matchups. Northern Colorado taking on Central Valley. For the Mingos, next up is Chattanooga on Saturday at 7:30. Lexington taking on that hot one Knoxville side. And then Richmond and Charlotte duking it out at 7 o'clock Eastern also on Saturday. All right, we've got one more commercial, and then when we come back, we're going to talk first half highlights and second half kickoff. Stick with us.
Getting the exact vehicle you want is easy at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton. Come in and sit down with one of our sales professionals and build the Volkswagen you want. Pick all the features, order it, and then sit back and relax, knowing you're getting your dream vehicle. The best things in life are worth waiting for after all. Check out our selection online or in person, with new vehicles arriving every day. Your perfect Volkswagen could already be waiting for you at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton.
This isn't just your normal bike. It folds, it unfolds, and it just goes. Need to climb that hill? No problem. And if you're looking for speed, well, you've come to the right place. 28 miles per hour, up to 65 miles of range. And equipped with hydraulic brakes, this is the Lectric XP 3.0. Fully foldable, fully assembled, ships free. Simple as that. Go to lectricebikes.com and come ride with us.
Hey, excuse me.
Hi.
You know where the post office is?
Sure, follow me.
Okay.
It's just a few miles.
We're a different kind.
Here it is, cornstarch.
Whatever you're looking for, we'll take you right to it. Festival Foods, happy to help.
Welcome back to Bree Stevens Field in Madison, Wisconsin. The Mingos on top by a score of 3-0 through 45. Let's take a look at how we got here. First half highlights between Forward Madison and Lexington. Viewers didn't have to wait long for the scoring party to get started. 4 minutes in, Derek Gebhardt picks out Christian Cheney, who is leveled but gets on the score sheet nonetheless. That was the first of the night before number 9 would get brace number 9. So we fast forward to the 9th minute. A lot of 9s going on. But this goal, 10 out of 10 for number 10. It was Aidan Macias pouncing on a loose ball, sending the flock into a frenzy. The 20th minute, though, that would be Christian Cheney's second. Poor touch from the defender, just opens up the hips, calmly passing it into the bottom right corner. 3-0 inside 20 minutes, a dominant first half showing for Forward Madison, and the stats reflect that. 7 of the team's 10 shots on target. I was talking a little earlier about how this is one of the more offensively productive and downright clinical teams in USL League One, and that conversion rate proves it. 57% possession, so not dominating possession by any means, but when they've had the ball, Forward Madison get forward early, get forward often, and get forward promisingly. 3 yellow cards as well, all for the visitors. Just about go time at Bree Stevens Field. Lexington on the right in the all-white. Cici Uche on your screen making his first appearance of the season for Lexington. So head coach Darren Powell trying to cook something up in midfield. The Queens native who played college ball with Ohio State and the Duke Blue Devils. Consistently one of the best teams in the country. He replaces Pierre Mane in midfield, the lone change to speak of at the interval. Christian Cheney in search of his first professional hat trick gets the proceedings started in the second half. Philip Galati with you on the call. Forward Madison looking to extend its unbeaten streak to 5 in all competitions, and not just an unbeaten streak, 5 straight wins. Meanwhile, it's 4 games unbeaten, 2 wins, 2 draws for Lexington in all competitions. Lexington got the better of Forward Madison when these two teams met back on April 28th. Timmy Mail making sure to double knot his left boot, but as I say that, I think both are untied. And he seems rather unhappy with the referee tonight, Lukas Josefecki, as to why there wasn't more punishment. Mail's played 85 minutes plus in 4 of the last 5 matches. Consistent starter last year for the Mingos, was a staple of the backline the year before with the Chattanooga Red Wolves. And there's the confirmation of that substitute, Cici Uche, selected in the 2021 MLS Super Draft by LAFC.
became a starter for the Las Vegas Lights. Substitutions tonight presented by Festival Foods. Jake Kroll up from the back to take the throw in. Madison dispossessed rather quickly. Isn't much help afforded to Alexis Cerritos, former Central Valley Fuego man. Caputo. Onan. Akon. It's better build-up now from Lexington. But still not much in terms of forward space awarded, or rather afforded, to any of the midfielders. Onan's dropped back. He played more of a attacking midfielder role last year with forward Madison. Now needs to be a facilitator deeper in his own half in order to get the ball rolling in the right direction for his team. Knight gets it back from Fox. Tries to just slice one towards Cerritos, who had a good first touch and stayed with it. Still not much going forward for Lexington. Now you can see how high forward Madison have stepped up the pitch. 6, maybe 7 blue shirts on your screen. Almost the same number of white shirts, which speaks to how much pressure forward Madison can put on Lexington even when they're not playing tight man-to-man marking off the ball. Onan forced to play back again. Balogun on the turn. Pass picked away. Chaney went down. No foul called. Promising attack for Lexington, stopped. And it will be the first yellow card for a forward Madison player tonight. Timmy Mail, the guilty party. Picks up his second booking of the season. Now Lexington with lots of promise. Ventured quite high up the pitch here. That one cut away fairly easily by forward Madison. Bartman bundles over Juve. The referee asking Bartman to back up a little bit. We looked at plenty of stats at the halftime interval, but for the XG truthers out there, through 50 minutes, it's 2.48 for forward Madison, 0.12 for Lexington. So fairly nail on the head in terms of that stats accuracy so far tonight. And as per usual, forward Madison outperforming their XG. One of the better finishing teams this season. And Coach Matt Glazer spoke particularly of Derek Gebhard, who always seems likely to score every time he gets the ball. Said just this season the biggest thing for him has been his consistency in front of goal, his shooting ability, just making the most of almost every chance. Club's all-time leading goal scorer, not on the score sheet tonight, but did assist that first goal. Corrales, dipping ball in, needed to be punched by Shipman. It was an awkward one to deal with. And now Gebhard the other way. Gebhard will take it himself. Cheney trying to make himself available. Gebhard still going. Running out of room and turning back. Some speed from Derek Gebhard. Wasn't able to cut towards goal or find a passing lane for Cheney. Payne. Osmond. Madison trying to settle into a bit of a flow now. Cias. Stephen Payne once again. Looking for Christian Cheney. Might get on the end of it, you know. Zine Bartman almost did. Cheney and Akon tussling the whole time, and Akon does get the foul. Ebenezer Akon, the former Bowling Green man. Spent last season with San Diego Loyal. Made his debut for the club for just 1 minute off the bench the last time these two teams met. Diouf, this looks promising for Lexington. Give and go slowed things down a bit, but Onan can keep the pressure on with the switch. Corrales getting forward and calling for support. He's got it with Onan. Capuzzo. Abel Caputo. Excellent ball played in. Jake Kroll in the way of the diagonal pass. Nearly cut back into a very dangerous area for Lexington. And it will be the first corner of the match. You can hear the jeers from the flock. Jorge Corrales, who assisted the game-winning goal the last time these two teams met. Players crowding the penalty mark. Good delivery in, headed away by Cheney. Forward getting it done defensively. Second ball still not settled. Cheney went up for it again. Osmond now pinballing in the air. First touch came down, settled by Fox. Balogun looking for shooting space. Tried to clip it in behind. Strong play to keep it alive. Now is that a penalty? Yes, it is. Khalid Balogun earns a spot kick and a lifeline for Lexington. Clipped it in behind for Cici Uche, who managed to shove off Jake Kroll and keep it in touch. And that's a penalty. Osmond was second to it. Khalid Balogun earned Lexington a penalty in the club's first ever game, and now has a chance to earn Lexington's way back into this tie tonight from 12 yards. Looking for his first of the season. Balogun versus Shipman. It is Khalid Balogun. It's low, it's in the corner, and Lexington are on the scoreboard. Early into the second half, the visitors stake a claim in this one. Had the power to get just under Burns Shipman, who guessed the right way. Take a look. No, rather, we've got to get the ball rolling once again. Lexington want to keep going. Caputo. Now that changes things. Lexington were patient in their build-up play so far in this half. Onan with a lovely ball through to the far side. It's kept in bounds just barely. Plenty of white shirts in the box to pick out as well. Onan calling for it. Instead back for Akon. Onan has to work back for it. Got it away. That's Youth now. Cerritos stayed with it. Was tackled and yet managed to pick up the ball. Fox. Uche. He slotted into the back line. His first match for Lexington. It was the provider of that opportunity that turned into a penalty kick. Caputo. Youth wants Caputo to go forward, and he will. Closed down by Cheney. He has to switch it. Ebenezer Akon going forward now. Pass behind Onan. Boyce wants to break. Not much help with him. Devin Boyce staying on it. White shirts surrounding him, taking him down, not once but twice. Oh, and there's a bit of a scuffle there. There may have been a kick out from Akon. He'll get a yellow card. Just shakes it off. Cheney arguing with Corrales. Boyce lost his footing. That's not a foul. Stays with it. That might be. And then Akon stepping over him. Boyce went down as if he caught some studs on the head. Don't think there was any. It was unsporting play, sure, from Ebenezer Akon, but it certainly looked far from a stamp. Yellow card, I think the right decision there from Lukasz Josefecki. Tempers getting cranked up a little bit now. Boyce has had time to calm himself, or at least try to. Standing over it now. It will be Boyce to swing it in. Right at the top of the six, met by Fox. The volley met by Akon. Caught sweetly enough from Villalobos. Couldn't thread the needle. And now Balagoon trying to charge forward. Bundling over his defender. And the referee has a decision to make here. Kroll went down hard. And the trainers waved on. Plenty of forward Madison players asking for punishment. And it doesn't seem that there was much attempt to play the ball there, but it didn't look like the elbow from Balagoon was too high either. Osmond pleading with the official on the far side. And it may be just as Stern talking to. The letter of the laws say that players aren't supposed to be crowded when they make a decision. Referee trying his best to find some space. And you might have seen Nazim Bartman, who's off your screen now, walked over to the flock, who are booing rather loudly, and Bartman trying instead to turn the chance positive. Jake Kroll still down. The Austrian native, formerly of FC Tucson, who's played the full 90 in his last 5 matches in all competitions. Was a 2021 USL League One champion with Union Omaha. He's helped to his feet by his goalkeeper, Burn Shipman. It's good to see that he's all right. There will be 2 introductions shortly for Lexington. Nico Brown and Tate Robertson lining up. So it is Balogun replaced by Nico Brown up top. And then, something you don't see every day, Kalen Fox, who turned 29 yesterday, replaced by Tate Robertson, who turned 27 yesterday. 2 players sharing a birth date of May 31st, and it's a like-for-like replacement at the back for the birthday boys. Robertson had 12 goal contributions last season, 4 goals, 8 assists. Yet to register one this year in the regular season. And has slotted in at the outside back position at the bottom of your screen. Which means Jorge Corrales has moved more centrally. Corrales on the ball now for Cerritos, trying to get away from Boyce. Boyce sticking with it. Creative look from Cerritos. Boyce slid in. Managed to get the ball, but went through a player to do so. Corrales now with the select ball at his feet, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest select products. Kroll shielding it out. Oh, and may have taken some afters. Squares up as well. This could get ugly. Players joining in right in front of the flock. The most fervent supporters of Forward Madison. Says Diouf just trying to separate things. It was Chris Lou Young got involved with Kroll. And Kroll went to ground, but he seemed off balance at first. It may have just been an unfortunate place to lose his balance rather than anything malicious in that. 65th minute, 64 minutes gone. And Madison up by a score of 3-1. Philip Galati with you. Haven't seen a goal for the Flock since the 20th minute. And then a penalty in the 56th from Billy Balogun, who's been replaced up top by Nico Brown. Cheney tried to head it down for Boyce. Great idea. Plenty of space to do so, didn't connect. Onan. Poor pass in midfield. Cerritos on the rebound and Onan with the apology. Corrales. Robertson now. Looking long, great idea. Very difficult ball to play and got it on the wrong side of Jake Kroll. There are the Flock. The loudest, proudest supporters of this team. Got to see 3 goals right in front of them in the first half. decked out in many different shades tonight. Bartman. Boyce. Bartman had to take it down. Payne. Well, time sliding challenge by Robertson.
Get yourself the latest Forward Madison merch online or at the Flamboyant's team store at Breese Stevens Field.
Plenty of fans in attendance tonight. It's been a fantastic atmosphere in Madison, Wisconsin. Kroll. Searching for the cross in. Headed down by Robertson. Boyce first to it. Payne overlapping. Boyce has space now. Payne is onside. Feinting on his right, not once, but twice. Tried to push and go around Robertson. And well defended with the assistance of Jorge Corrales. Stephen Payne, Birmingham native. Had a few trials in Europe. Also played college ball with UCLA. And a starter for the 2022 regular season champion Richmond Kickers. Gebhardt. Kroll. Villalobos. And Macias. Boyce wanted it back. He gets it now from the back. Darren Powell and his coaching staff asking the midfield to hold. Not putting any pressure on the back line. Saving tired legs for the most opportune moment. Boyce wants it. Tough ball, but managed to get it back. And the return ball played out of touch.
Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM. Knight leaned way back as he got that away. Hung in the air for a while. Gebhardt took it down. Onan wins it right back for Lexington. Been a little bit more back and forth, but still, the visitors a bit quiet on the offensive front ever since the penalty 13 minutes ago. Now nearly intercepting. Cerritos never saw it coming. Just below us, it's Isaac Cano warming up, 20-year-old hometown kid. Appeared in nearly every contest this season. Corrales. Cerritos. Youth was calling for it, nobody saw him open. Cerritos leaves it behind for Robertson. Had to hesitate a little bit to find the lane for Akon. Now Onan closed down to the far side. Whipped in towards Diouf, over the head of Brown, and out for a Lexington corner kick. That says Diouf, wondering why he couldn't get a touch to it. Lamenting at the chance. Isaac Cano, the man on loan from Louisville City FC, will replace the former Central Valley Fuego man, Alexis Cerritos. Cano scored his lone goal in the season, March 29th against Greenville. Robertson's corner to the back stick. Big header from Akon. Uche underneath it.
Second opportunity from Robertson, likely on the way. Akon again there. And again, not quite on target. Ebenezer Akon hasn't scored a goal this year in just his third start. Almost in trouble, pressured by Cano. Cheney hasn't seen much of the ball. It was so pivotal in the first 20 minutes to make this a 3-0 game, and yet, in search of his first professional hat trick, has seen very little of it in the second half. Robertson. Onan. 73rd minute now. You've shoved off the ball unfairly, says the referee, and urging his teammates forward. Nazim Bartman asked to back up a little bit, just trying to prevent the quick restart, though I don't think Lexington was ever going to restart play quickly. They want to get numbers forward. Abel Caputo unmarked to the far side of the box. Onan over it. Asking for someone to show short. It will be Corrales to take. Plays it short to Robertson. Bouncing ball. The defender turns away from Cheney. Still has work to do to find crossing space. Gets it. Now heading it straight towards Macias. Stays on his feet. Aiden Macias now trying to shake off the challenge. And it's well defended in the end from Chris Lou Young. The USL Championship is on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Osman. Payne. Didn't get a chance to play it forward. Bartman urged to chase it down by his head coach, Matt Glazer. Speaking to Coach Glazer in the midweek, he said Nazim Bartman is somebody who's come in this season, done a really nice job. Someone who's not necessarily always getting goals or assists, but helps us a lot in the way we want to play. Macias. Gebhardt on the overlap. Spilled by Knight. Will fall to Devin Boyce if he can find shooting space. Body's in the way. Deny a fourth for now. The volley from way out, just over the bar. And a spark offensively for forward Madison that hadn't been lit in quite some time. Good first time ball in. Knight got a palm to it. Boyce had 3 defenders in the way. It was always going to be difficult for him to find an angle. Villalobos with decent enough technique from that sort of range, just didn't get his shoulders over the top of it. So double change for the Mingos. Derek Gebhardt replaced Sharif J coming in his stead. And then Stephen Payne taken off for Ferretti Sosa. Nico Brown has some space to explore. Finds Ates Diouf. And the curler, not too troubling in the end for Burn Shipman. Diouf going for placement over power, and in the end lacked the latter. Souza. Boyce with a nice flick to escape pressure. Wanted to play that pass up toward Cheney. Here is Christian Cheney. One man to beat, wants the hat trick. Unselfish play, came off of Akon, falls back to Cheney. And a shot deflected again. And appeals for handball. It looked like it came off the elbow of Akon, but it was across his body. Never a penalty. Osman shoved over. Caputo said it was shoulder to shoulder. The referee disagrees. Take a look at that handball shout. Cheney with a couple nice moves, playing hopscotch. And then, yeah, that comes off the arm, but he's grabbing his shirt. That is probably the definition of across your body. As Osman is helped up to his feet. The skipper from Sydney. He's played every minute in all competitions this season. Christian Cheney nearly getting his third. More heroic defending from Lexington, but they just haven't been able to turn their newfound defensive success into any offensive product. It was something that head coach Darren Powell lamented at in the midweek, how his team finds itself in a hole early on in matches and many times manages to claw themselves out of that hole. Tonight, maybe not so much. There's a yellow card in the third minute, rather a goal in the third minute and the 9th and the 20th. The yellow card has been awarded to the Lexington bench area. Frustration starting to hit a new high, but still plenty of time. One of the assistant coaches for the visitors going into the referee's book. Onan. Not too many options in the box for the cross. It will come in anyways. It's a good one towards Diouf. Didn't check where he was and just headed it straight back down. Needed a flick towards goal. Did the right thing by trying to get it across the frame, but just lost his bearings positionally a bit. Has 2 goals in his last 2 matches. Scored a goal and had an assist in the 4-3 comeback win for Lexington over Chattanooga, where Lexington scored 2 goals in stoppage time to come out on top 4-3. So you can't ever count this team out. Another change waiting for forward Madison. It is Juan Galindrez, the Columbia man, to enter the fray. And it will be Christian Cheney replaced. That first professional hat trick still eluding the Fresno native, but gets his 9th brace tonight. The number 9 with a fantastic performance and receives a duly earned ovation from the Mingos faithful. Galindrez with his lone strike of the season coming early last month in the May 4th match against Greenville. And a 3-2 win for forward Madison. Quick throw in for Lexington. Osman in the way. Villalobos. Galindrez with fresh legs already running right at the back line. Back heel left behind Played forward for Jay. Sharif Jay somehow got away. Still going, Jay, and going down. Is that a penalty? No, it's not. It's a foul on Jay. Jay with the skill to turn out of pressure. And on that look, it seemed that Akon lost his balance, and the referee may have seen Sharif Jay tugging the defender down to the ground. Onan. Akon won the free kick and now trying to start things offensively, stifled. Onan once again. Hasn't been too much of an offensive factor against his former side in his return to Wisconsin, but has also played a much deeper role for Lexington tonight than he did last season for forward Madison. Corner for Robertson, and he can really whip these in. 84th minute. Robertson to the back post. Nico Brown was up for it. And Nico Brown with head and hands. eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Flock having a good time for what could be a 5th consecutive win in all competitions. Burn Shipman taking too long to play the ball in and receives a booking, his 3rd of the year, now tied with 2 of his teammates as the most penalized Mingo. Say that 5 times fast. Headed down in midfield. Bit of a shove there, and that's what Caputo was asking for, but play goes on without him. Not for very long, though. Offside flag goes up against Sharif Jay. The Dakar native played his college ball with the Cards, University of Louisville. 2018 All-ACC Tournament Team Selection. And 19 goals and 8 assists in 80 career appearances in college. Led to him being selected 15th overall in the 2020 MLS Super Draft. Knight. On the cusp of the 86th minute now. Lexington got to get numbers forward. Villalobos. Kroll under pressure from Brown. Kroll going down, and the whistle sounding. Jake Kroll slow to his feet, just taking a second to catch his breath. He's played the full 90 in his last 5 matches in all competitions. Looks to be 6 tonight. As another Madison player is down. Looks to be Aiden Macias, who scored the 2nd goal of the night. Macias responsible for the 2nd goal tonight. Take another look at the foul on Kroll. Brown not getting the ball. Macias, who spent 7 years in the Queen's Park Rangers Academy in his native England. Joined the club ahead of last season and registered over 2,000 minutes for forward Madison. Jaden Onan trying to issue some last-minute instructions to his new teammates. And you see us told by the referee to take a few minutes off the pitch. Pro looks set to continue as well. 88th minute now from Bree Stevens Field. Though there will be considerable time added on to this one, you'd have to think. Two more subs for forward Madison. Aiden Macias' night is done. He will be replaced by John Murphy. Fresh legs in midfield to see the Mingos over the line, and then Wolfgang Prentice as well, who scored in 9 appearances last season, was on loan from the Oakland Roots, and after a couple impressive performances was recalled early. He will take off Nazim Bartman. Bartman starting just his 3rd match this season. So new forwards, new midfielders, but the back line largely untouched for forward Madison. New forwards as well for Lexington that were introduced earlier on in the contest. You can see the high press from the Mingos. They want a 4th. Souza rides the challenge. Souza skipping away. Cross will fall kindly to Jay. Looking for help, doesn't see much with him. Souza onside. Faraday Sosa, Boyce. Flag stays down against Jay. On his left, tried to pick out a runner. Falls to the top of the key. Jake Kroll lining one up. Akon in the way. Kroll heading it back in. Flag stays down, the volley blocked in its tracks. And Juan Galindra is in some discomfort as well after the fact. Play goes on. Boyce wants the switch. It goes first to Murphy and Osman. And Mail stepping back. Lexington holding strong defensively, but it might be too little too late in the 90th minute here. Eight more minutes for Bree Stevens Field, and it will be the final lifeline for Lexington to try and steal a point on the road. Penalty and a couple injuries certainly added up. Forward Madison want one more. They've never scored 4 goals in 2024. Souza with the stepovers. Cuts it back to Jay. Jay wanted to shoot, lost it. The defender goes down in the process. Madison getting forward now, but some of the substitutes just not quite on the same wavelength. Knight wants to go quick. He recognizes there isn't much time for his side. Into the 92nd of a minimum 98 in Madison, Wisconsin. Coach Glazer wants the high press, and he could do so with fresh legs. And it might work out here. Juan Galindrez has 2 options to his left. Arms up in the box. Galindrez leaves it behind. It is a 4th. John Murphy off the bench,
and Forward Madison get 4 goals in a match for the first time this season. John Murphy played not even 3 minutes so far tonight and gets goal number 4. Fell kindly to Galindres. And how about the heads-up play from Ferretti Sosa to leave that behind for a trailing runner. And while John Murphy may have struggled to get his shirt off, he didn't struggle to pick out the side netting. Look at this dummy again from Sosa, just leaves it behind. Nobody picked out Murphy, who does the business from 10 yards and receives a booking for his jubilation. Forward Madison were asking all the right questions in the last few minutes, and the substitutes do get on the same wavelength. Jaden Onan's night is done in his first game back at his old stomping grounds. He's been replaced by Anthony Patty in the final stages for Lexington. Now the pink smoke billows in the Madison wind. Job in all likelihood well and truly done. No clean sheet, but still an offensively best 4 goals for the Mingos tonight. First time scoring 4 in a match since August 26th of 2023. And there might be even more here. Galindres, again looking for options to pick out. Almost no angle to play the cross, so plays Sosa instead. Whipping it in on the left, the player goes down. Jay with a fantastic touch to keep it in play. Sharif Jay almost lost it. Prentice trying to stay with it. And a foul called. Long ball from Knight. And Lexington try and come up with something. They've got to get back on defense first. Sosa. Ball left on the far side. And the back line now for Madison. Not as keen on starting attacks. The outside backs just settling home a little bit, allowing a lot more space to grow between the midfield and forward lines. And the flock are ready to celebrate. Galindres in the corner with 2 defenders to beat and wins the throw-in for his efforts. 96th minute of the minimum 98. There will, in all likelihood, be a minute or 2 tacked on for the goal and its celebrations that followed. Galindres doing what most teams do nowadays, trying to play it out at the corner. That looked like a shove, and it was. Jorge Corrales has a lot of space to try and play this ball forward. It is a big boot from the defender. He's played every minute this season for Lexington. Unable to pick out one of his teammates on that occasion. Osmond almost got in a bit of trouble. Murphy the goal scorer for Kroll. Jay staying with it. Murphy wants it back. Kroll looking long.
Devin Boyce still charging it down. He has been absolutely everywhere. His heat map tonight, just one big red rectangle. Don't think there's a blade of turf that he hasn't stepped on in 97 minutes. Youth. Corrales striding forward. Options making the run for him. Cut away by Osmond. Second ball settled by Jay. Calls kindly for Villalobos. And Tate Robertson in the way now. Lexington still have numbers forward. Brown taken down. Referee says all ball. And despite not blowing the whistle for the foul, will blow the whistle for a stoppage. It is Nico Brown on the deck. And the referee will restart things here shortly. '99th minute now. Breese Stevens Field, and that will do it. The most offensively dominant performance for Forward Madison in 2024. It's the Mingos who get 4 goals at home. Lexington found consolation from 12 yards, but it wasn't enough. 3 goals in the opening 20 minutes and an insurance goal in stoppage time of the second half. Sees Madison get 4 straight wins in regular season play and 5 in all competitions. Save of the match presented by Electric E-Bikes. This is a Amal night stop. He had a tough night tonight, conceding 4 goals, and defenders didn't help him much in terms of parrying chances in the first couple minutes of this match, but this was some save. Low off the crossbar, and then again, and then even maybe a third time with the palm there. And then the play of the match, it's the first goal. Cheney, the beneficiary, but it started with Gebhard, and then this pass from Stephen Payne, opening up the hips, finding Gebhard, who just had to cut it back to a wide open Christian Cheney. Take a look at this pass one more time. Payne surveying what's to his left, plays to his right in the blink of an eye. And Cheney with the tapped home. The first goal of the night just 3 minutes in, and it would be 3 more to follow for the Mingos. There is tonight's man of the match, Christian Cheney, the number 9 with his 9th brace. Man of the Match Award presented by Festival Foods. And as he usually does here at Breese Stevens Field, Christian Cheney making his mark and then some tonight. Gonna step aside here briefly, but don't go anywhere. More post-game coverage after the final whistle. 4-1 Madison, stick with us.
I've always been a storyteller. I capture those beautiful moments, things other people miss. My health took an unexpected turn, but my care team put my needs in focus, designing solutions to support my ambitions. Now that's just a footnote in my journey. A small part of a story that's still being written. UW Health, remarkable.
Welcome back to Bree Stevens Field. Full-time coverage and a little bit of a post-game show for you after a 5-goal thriller in Madison. Mingo's out on top. Let's take a look at how it all went down. Well, scoring started early in this one. Just 4 minutes in, and it was Christian Cheney at the doorstep for that fantastic Derek Gebhardt pass, but Stephen Payne, that first pass, again, cannot be understated. The skill and precision that took to start things off. And then it was a second goal with single digits on the scoreboard. Aiden Macias skipping away from a poor back pass and getting just enough on it. Knight got a touch, couldn't keep it out. 20th minute, and it's Cheney at the double. The Travella pass from Boyce falls kindly to the number 9 off the defender, who settles, collects himself, and composes finish to make it 3-0. But then shortly into the second half, Lexington worked their way back into it. Cece Uche, in his first match this season, plays it back for Khalid Balogun, and as he did for the club's very first game, earns a penalty. Dispatched it too low to the keeper's right-hand side. Burn Shipman just couldn't get there, and it was 3-1. No clean sheet to be had, but there would be one more goal for the Flock to celebrate. Juan Galindrez with 2 players to pick out, the first being Ferretti Sosa, who has the unselfish play of leaving it behind for a wide open John Murphy Jr. Excellent play from number 25 to leave it behind for number 6 and just pass coolly into the far post. The full-time stats, 8 shots on target of the 17 total shots for forward Madison, who only just had a little bit more possession, but obviously made much more use of it. More yellow cards in this one. There were 3 at halftime, all for Lexington, 7 total. A couple offsides as well, and then surprisingly only 3 corners in this one, all for Lexington, though the visitors unable to cook up anything from the corner flag. And that's all we've got for you on the busiest day in USL history, a 5-goal thriller at Bree Stevens Field. For our producer, Stephanie Aguilera, I've been Phil Galati saying thanks so much for joining us. It finishes Forward Madison 4, Lexington SC 1. See you later.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.